What up? It's your boy Lukie boy, and today I want to show you something I've been working on. This is a little 3D chess game. I'm gonna show you it real quick. It takes a second to load. More importantly, I want to tell you about how it works. So as you can see, it's a little 3D chess game, right? Simple. Can't make illegal moves. It's not very exciting, let's be honest. You do fun stuff. But the game, this chess game is not the important part of what I want to discuss today. Because more importantly, this chess game is built in a 3D game engine that I am working on. Also, I made the chess game, but the 3D engine is the important part here. Before I get ahead of myself, I just want to say I'm making this video mainly for documentation purposes. So that, I don't know, I or anyone can look back. Because I have big plans for my game engine. So it might be interesting to one day see where it all came from. The game engine, I started it a while ago. This is a pretty late video. I feel like I should have made a few more before this even. Because as you can see, it's kind of even halfway usable now. I started it maybe 2 years ago. I've always been interested in game design, and I wanted to make games, but I tried Unity, I tried like UDK. I even messed around with Source a little bit, but I don't know, they're confusing to me. It's all made by someone else, and they're all specific, and Unity and UDK especially, they have like the one unified interface kind of deal going on, and it just confuses me. So I decided I would try and write my own game engine. I started with like a little renderer, uses OpenTK. It's written in C#. It still is even. And it still uses OpenTK. OpenTK is just like an OpenGL wrapper. So like, I send off lists of data, you know, to your graphics card and such through OpenTK. But I started it, and, you know, I just keep working on it slowly. It's gotten to this point where I can render. These models are all loaded in from files. Textures are too. It excites me. There's no lighting. That lighting is pre-baked. It's really fake. I gotta add lighting. You know, maybe I'm a little too excited about this. I probably sound a little manic. It works for me. And I want to share this with people once I add more features. Right now you can't get it. Because, I don't know. Not really too presentable yet. I will also be releasing this chess game in the near future. Once I polish it. Right now I'm working on some GUI stuff. I'm looking to make this chess game really customizable. As you can see right now, it's in the black void. Not really what I'm looking for, ultimately. Once I get some menuing so that you can customize it, I'll release the chess game. Wait. I've forgotten something I should have mentioned. This game engine, I ported it recently to .NET Core. So it's cross-platform to Linux and Mac right now. But in the future, Microsoft is bringing everything to .NET 5, which will be cross-platform to mobile even, like Android and iOS. So, you know, just a little more incentive. I'm keeping up with the latest technologies here, you know? You're gonna want my game engine. It'll be cross-platform from a single code base. Ooh, I know people like that, right? Yeah, let me show off some of the code, I guess, here. I don't know how clearly this is gonna come across, because I understand it, because I built it. But yeah, this is what I use. I use Visual Studio Code. Anybody who's looking to get started should look into Visual Studio Code. It's really clean. Alright, but let me give an example of how this game engine makes my life easier. I hope to make other people's lives easier. Just look at this. This is the whole menu. To make a menu scene, I have a scene class that contains like a list of objects essentially, and you can just mess with them. All it does, it has a name too, because you can load them by name. Because that's really nice, you know, it's convenient. It's really modular. I'm going for that too. I'm trying to make it all modular. This is the craziest video. I swear I'm not crazy. I'm actually a programmer. Alright, but look, see? You enter a scene, and you just make an object, and then you just set them up. You set the text, the scale, ooh, all this nice stuff. It's custom shaders. You can do all different shader stuff because it's just OpenGL. Oh my, and it's all exposed. I expose like everything. You never know what you might want. I have some neat. This is just for matrix calculations for rendering. Make it real nice, you know. Got nice names, easy to remember kind of stuff. And then you just add it all. And then it just runs. There's like an update message you can override. Like on update. There's everything like raises events. I don't know how efficient it is. I might have to work that out later. I might add features and then work on efficiency after the fact. Remove anything that, you know, isn't really worth it in the end. Also, I just want to mention I'm one guy, so maybe it seems like slow development if you catch this video and then it's months later and you don't see any new shit. I swear I'm working on it, but I'm very busy. This ain't the only thing I do. Check out lukieboy.com. There's all my shenanigans. Let me show off some of the engine. I'll talk about a little bit of direction. Alright, this is my new version. Alright. So here's the engine. You can try and steal my code. It would be really hard, I bet. Because you're not going to see it all. And also, that would just be a lot of time. And it's not even finished, so don't even try. I'm not trying to show. This ain't a tutorial here, right now. It'll come later. Yeah. So I have my game engine. This is the core. See, it's modular. I have core. I have collisions, GUI. It's all separate, so you can use what you want. I'll probably release like separate libraries to keep it lightweight if you want to do like a mobile game and you don't want a giant. Well, I don't know. That core kind of might ruin that a little bit, but I'll do my part to allow lightweight modular applications. At the base of it all, if you're looking to get started on your own game engine or something, here's what I thought. I thought up, in general, anything you're doing in a 3D or even 2D game engine is like a collection of scenes filled with objects. So that's how I built it. I have a scene that contains a list of objects and brushes. Brushes are just objects, but they don't update themselves. It's like a performance thing, you know. Well, in my engine, that's what they are. They're probably different in other engines. And then an object, it's just like a self-contained thing. It updates itself. It has children, you know. Other objects can be its children. Good stuff. Proper hierarchies and all. I have texture fonts. I might try and figure out a way to load in like any kind of font file, like a TrueType or whatever kind of font. But right now I don't have that. I just have some some fonts that like generate a mesh. These ones are like monospace. But you can render them however you want. So you could get like crazy kind of weird fonts if you wanted. You could probably just build meshes even if you didn't want to use a texture. But I don't do that because I'm lazy. You heard it here first. I was thinking I would have two kind of separate structures of like specified scenes. Like I want a 3D version and a 2D version, because if you're making a 2D game, it's nice to like think about everything as 2D rather than having to worry about a third dimension that could affect potentially objects or whatever in your scene, or collisions or some wacky stuff. And you know, like, yeah, I just don't want to have to think about that, and I don't think anybody else really wants to either. But right now I'm building the 3D one first because it's easier to, you know, simplify to 2D. I have a scene 3D, and now, for example, before, these objects, they didn't exist in like a physical space at all, conceptually. Like the object doesn't have a position or anything, but now I have a 3D object, an object 3D, you see? I mean, I should probably, the names won't really stay, I don't know, I'll work them on. But I have like a 3D object, and it has like a position and a rotation and everything. And then later I'll have a 2D object for the other, the 2D set of these structures here, you know? And then this object 3D doesn't really have a mesh. It just has a position, you know? So it could be like something like a spawn point. Or maybe you probably use a brush for that, which there's also a 3D brush. It would be like a spawn point, or like a trigger that when you get close to it, something happens, you know? But then I also have drawable 3Ds, which have a mesh, which is all nice and fun. I have this class here that loads meshes from files. I have my own file type for meshes. I can show you in a minute. Pretty much anything you can save to file or parse. Like a scene, you could even save to file and then reload from file if you wanted. And it's kind of like, say, in Half-Life 2, when you save and reload, you're in like the same spot, like a quick save, you know? You can do that kind of stuff with a scene, and everything will be right where it was in the scene, as long as you also implement serializing and parsing in your object. But if you build off of the default objects, right now I'm trying to make sure I keep them so they all stay in line, you know? If you have any default kind of objects, it'll definitely serialize or parse. And then I got a renderer. Have a mesh compositor, which keeps track of the objects so that you don't have to send mesh data every single frame. It greatly improves performance, let me tell you. And then it's just like a game window that it all sends to in the end that renders. This OpenTK is pretty nice. And then there's some inputs. This is basically a wrapper for OpenTK's inputs. You can get like 3D rays in the world representing your mouse and stuff. If you want to, like, you know, drag and drop objects in a 3D scene, you can do that. And here we have my true, my baby. It's my 3D collisions that I'm writing because I'm a psycho. And this will eventually be a part of a physics engine, I imagine, that I'll probably also write because I'm a psycho. There's like simple shapes. I'm gonna do meshes eventually, but it's real rough being a an indie engine developer, a lone wolf indie engine developer. I wish I had more to show games-wise, but I haven't kept any of them. I had like a few more little like demo things, but I haven't kept them updated with the engine, which is now like very different from where it started. Which is why I was saying I should have made more videos. So you know what? I'm gonna end this one here. I'm gonna make a vow to not only continue to work on this, but to keep the public updated, whether anyone is watching or not. Simply so, one day when I know y'all are gonna be watching, you can see how it all happened. That's my favorite part of watching things blow up, is knowing how it happened. I hope you have enjoyed this spiraling dive into one of the sides of my life. I've got, wait, let me just rattle off some crap. I got some canvas making to explore with you. See, nobody saw that one coming. Painting, paint making and painting. Now you seen that coming because of the canvas. A little bit of construction, home improvement. That'll be coming soon enough. And well, always music. Check out lukieboy.com. I'll see you later.